Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News. It's Monday, April 22nd. We'll have more on a former Penn State student facing felony charges, along with updates on changes coming to Penn State's administration and campus.
We also have updates on recent federal legislation passed in the House, along with entertainment, sports, and an interview. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Carlos Garcia.
And I'm Marianna Daniele. Local police are requesting assistance to locate a driver involved in a hit-and-run incident last week. A dark-colored Honda CR-V is believed to be the vehicle that struck a pedestrian at the crosswalk of Heister Street and East Beaver Avenue. The pedestrian was hit on April 10th around 8:50 p.m. The victim was treated for injuries at Mount Nittany Medical Center and has since been released. Anyone with information is asked to contact the State College Police Department or submit an anonymous tip online.
A former Penn State student is facing felony charges after he was accused of assaulting a woman last year in a University Park residence hall. 20-year-old Kyle Bell was charged with 2 counts of aggravated indecent assault and 1 misdemeanor count of indecent assault. Penn State police report the woman fell asleep on Bell's bed in Shunk Hall after they walked home from a downtown bar. She awoke to Bell assaulting her. He is no longer in Penn State's student directory and had bail set at $3,000.
Penn State has named Tracy Lankild as the interim executive vice president and provost. Lankild was the former dean of the Eberly College of Science. She'll step in to replace Justin Schwartz on April 15th, who will soon leave for a new role at the University of Colorado in Boulder. Lankild's new duties include overseeing all academic units and leading initiatives like academic program reviews and faculty retention. Mary Beth Williams has been appointed as new acting dean of the Eberly College of Science.
Penn State is nearing the completion of a massive renovation project to its field hockey complex. The almost $13 million project includes upgrades to the home and visiting teams' dressing areas, a locker room space for officials, ticket office, public restrooms, and concession areas. The stadium will include roughly 1,200 bench seating capacity, in addition to press and media boxes and a television broadcast booth. It is expected to be completed this spring. Well, the last week of spring classes are here and summer weather is drawing near. Student meteorologist Gavin Sandell with Campus Weather Service has more details on what to expect this week. Take a look.
From the students of the Department of Meteorology and Atmospheric Science, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
Good evening, PSN. I'm student meteorologist Gavin Sandell here with your evening forecast. Taking a time lapse view, be restating, if you did check right at the beginning of the video, we did hit 32 degrees last night. We actually did have a freeze occur at Penn State, and we didn't have one as of April 7th. That was our last one. Still, in freeze terms, we were, the average is on April 27th, so we are a little bit earlier, but still quite the interesting thing because we have had such a warm April. 61 degrees, though, as it lies at Penn State with that very low dew point of 23. So if you do notice your lips are chapped or your hands are a little dry, you are not alone. So that takes us to our weather headlines. We have our warm days and some cold nights. So we are going to hit 30s for the next couple of nights and 60s for the next couple of days. And that ends once we see a rain chance on Wednesday when those temperatures start to bring itself closer together. We'll warm up, though, into the weekend and into next week. We might hit some high 70s and potentially 80s going into next week, finals week at Penn State. Currently, though, 61 degrees is your temperature at State College and probably your high as well. Upper 50s across the state, 58 in Du Bois, heading westward. Franklin and Erie are also in the upper 50s. And 62, one above State College in Philadelphia. And comparing to your high temperature, that is just 3 degrees below in the late April stages in State College. And really generally, maybe some a little bit high, a little bit low, but still a pretty seasonable day here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Radar also is a clear shot, nothing to be seen on there. But if you do zoom out a little bit further, you might notice some rain skirting from Minnesota to Wisconsin. This isn't the rain that's going to impact us on Wednesday, but it is the energy that will impact us on Wednesday. Here, We are currently under a weak high pressure system, but that low pressure system that's currently located over the Midwest will kind of skirt its way across. And let's time that out. High pressure reaching its way over into the Northeast, and then high pressure will kind of drag itself down. This is Tuesday at 1 p.m. and just going to keep dragging itself until it starts to lose a little bit of its energy come Wednesday, when we might see our rain. And then a more enhanced high pressure system will dominate our area on Thursday, bringing us some clear skies. So what does this mean with precipitation? Nothing much today, as that high pressure system still contributes its energy to our area. And really going into Monday night, into Tuesday, we'll start to see a little bit of cloud influence going into Tuesday afternoon. But heading into the night, that's when the western portions of the state, especially the northwest near Erie or Bradford, will see some rain. And timing this out even further, now we're going to Wednesday at 7 a.m. All rain down here. The snow will be localized to Canada. It will move out pretty quickly. This is by 7 p.m. on Wednesday. We'll just have a little bit of clouds influencing remaining. And then Thursday, as I said, a more enhanced high pressure will be in our area. Maybe some clouds will impact us, but we will be beautiful come Thursday. Temperature-wise as well, we should look good. And this mirrors what we'll see in the 6 to 10-day temperature outlook. A big area of red in the eastern, I'd say 4/5 of the country, just a little bit colder forecasted for the, Pacific Northwest, but the entire eastern shot of the country is going to be in enhanced temperatures. So I'll time that out in the 7-day. But for tonight, we'll have another cold low of 34 degrees with some patchy frost, especially up in the mountains, maybe here in State College if we do get low enough. And then that temperature will soar as we go into tomorrow, 67. That will be a little bit above our climatological high, with south winds at just 5 to 10 miles an hour. Another cold day, a dry day potentially. So now let's go into our 7-day forecast. As I said, 67 will be a little bit above seasonality on Tuesday. And then those temperatures will start to level off. 60 on Wednesday, 58 on Thursday. Thursday and Friday will be very clear. And then a little bit of rain on Saturday, potentially Sunday and Monday. But those temperatures are what you guys want to put your eyes on. 77 on Sunday and Monday. I wouldn't be shocked if we get up in the 80s for finals week in Penn State. Well, PSN, thank you so much for watching. I'm student meteorologist Gavin Sandell.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Antonio Fontecaro with your sports update. Penn State men's volleyball secures the EIVA title with a dominant 3-1 victory over George Mason. The Nittany Lions improved to 23-6 and became back-to-back champions in the conference. Tournament MVP John Kerr led the Lions to the team's 34th EIVA title in program history. Kerr is joined by teammates Toby Izionu, Michael Schwab, and Michael Valenzi for all tournament team honors. With the tournament victory, Penn State has earned the conference's automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. Penn State hosted the U.S. Wrestling Olympic team trials this weekend. In a spectacular showcase of talent and determination, several Penn State wrestlers delivered outstanding performances. At 65 kilograms, it was a battle between the Penn Staters. Former Nittany Lions Nick Lee and Zane Rutherford took to the mat. Rutherford was able to best Lee in a tight 2-1 victory, solidifying his spot on the U.S. team. Four-time national champion Carter Starachi fell short against Trent Hidley at 86 kilograms. Penn State star Aaron Brooks was able to secure the spot at 86 kilograms by defeating former Penn Stater and 2021 Olympic gold medalist David Taylor. As late April begins the transition into the heat of May, the NBA and NHL have begun their inaugural first round of the playoffs. No surprises on the NBA side, as each higher seed and home favorite was able to win their first game of the series. This made it an 8-0 sweep for the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds for both conferences. The Stanley Cup playoffs played exactly in the same fashion thus far. Each home division favorite won their first game of the series, with just 6 out of the 8 inaugural NHL playoff games played thus far. The New York Rangers, Carolina Hurricanes, Florida Panthers, Boston Bruins, Vancouver Canucks, and Winnipeg Jets are on schedule to advance to the next round. That's all for your sports update. After the break, Grace Eckerly has the latest in the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State. Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Aiden Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So in sync, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out.
Reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Grace Eckerly with your entertainment update. State College hosted the second annual Asian Pacific Islander Desi American Festival to celebrate Asian Pacific American History Month this past Saturday. The festivities took place downtown at the Martin Luther King Plaza. Community members were invited to enjoy food, music, live performances, and even a speech from State College's Mayor Ezra Nanes. The event recognized the group's many accomplishments to fight racism and embrace diversity in the borough. Now, we even had a reporter, Christian Audia, at the event, and he's live in the studio with us today. More details, Christian?
Thanks, Grace. Yes, over the weekend, I had the chance to attend the APIDA Heritage Festival, where I got to try great food, listen to some awesome music, and witness some talented people take the stage. The sunny weather made for a great day to celebrate Asian Pacific American Heritage Month and embrace these diverse cultures. Let's take a look. Today, I'm at the second annual APID Heritage Festival in celebration of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. There seems like a lot of fun things to do at this event, so let's check it out. On Saturday, April 20th, I attended the APIDA Heritage Festival, which was held at the MLK Plaza in downtown State College from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. This event was free admission for all, and anyone can come to have a good time.
At the PETA Festival, originally I am a poet. I am giving a performance, and it's going to be a poem. It's called I Was 10. I wrote it for a performance at my school called Lift Every Voice, which empowers voices of color at State High.
This event was organized by the Asian Pacific Islander Desi American, or better known as the APIDA Caucus at Penn State, in partnership with the Borough of State College and the Pan APIDA Circle Community Group.
This is honestly like such an amazing festival. I mean, earlier I helped with lanterns, I helped setting up a little bit. This is my first year here too, so I really don't know much of what's going on, but it's honestly such a good vibe. Everyone here is so welcoming and friendly, and yeah, I love it here.
The event featured live performances, cultural displays, food vendors, and other activities highlighting the rich and diverse cultures of the APIDA community. The festival comes a week ahead of Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, which is observed annually in May to celebrate the contributions of Asian and Pacific Islanders to American history and culture. For PSN News, I'm Christian Audia. Even though this is only the second year the festival has taken place, people showed out to support the APIDA caucus. Back to you, Grace.
Thank you, Christian. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Happy Valley, but alas, the most dreaded 5 days of the semester have come. Finals week. Luckily, though, the Penn State libraries have you covered with their appropriately titled De-Stress Fest. The 5 participating campus libraries will be providing students with games, snacks, art therapy, and more to help manage the stress of final exams and end-of-term projects. The event begins this week and will continue until Thursday, May 2nd. Does it really count as an entertainment update if I don't give you the latest on Taylor Swift? The star with too many awards to count released her highly anticipated new album last Friday. The Tortured Poets Department record boasts 31 brand new songs featuring artists like Post Malone and Florence and the Machine. In typical Taylor Swift fashion, the first 24 hours, the album had already broken records. It became the biggest pop album of
all time by the first day streams on Apple Music. That's all that I have for you today on your entertainment update. Coming up next, interview anchor Jordan Spagnoli will be speaking with Justin Chevalella, an incoming general manager at Penn State's Com Radio. Stay tuned.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Ready, mics? 3, 2. Fade in on 2. Mike and Q.
This is Nittany Talk.
I would say spring.
Slow down.
When he knew that, how do you say
I know.
she continues to hold her values and everything though, and I think that that's really important. So yeah, and self-care Saturday.
And you lose a lot of sleep.
Yes, agreed. Yeah.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, welcome to Culture Central. My name is Jaden Stewart,
What's good, everybody? My name is Eric Pichardo, and we are your hosts
creators
and executive producers of Culture Central. Is this Whitney Houston?
We're doing things that have never been done before, so welcome to the family.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Aiden Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kim.
So insane, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
If you don't include human beings, you cannot accurately model the way the climate has changed over the last 50 years.
And I don't know that we're ever going to be free of some sort of bug.
A natural state of motion for something to be in is to remain in its current state of motion.
Been lucky enough to discover various things out there. Pulsars, exoplanets, and some other phenomena that ended up being interesting.
Hi, I'm Johnson Gary with Asking Penn State.
With Asking Penn State,
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State.
Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to Asking Penn State.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Jordan Spagnoli, and joining me tonight is Justin Chevalella, an incoming general manager for Penn State's Com Radio. Thank you so much for coming in tonight, Justin. So let's just kind of jump into it. How long have you been involved with Com Radio?
It was the first organization that I joined when I got to Penn State 3 years ago, and I haven't looked back since I joined in, I guess, August of 2021.
And what was your interest in joining Com Radio? Why did that attract to you?
I think the big selling point with comm radio is the ability to get on air very quick and do what you want to do. There's so many different aspects to comm radio, whether it's writing, whether it's podcasting, whether it's play-by-play for sports, which is the main interest, which it was the thing that hooked me, I think, the most, but the rest of it as well. So, starting out in August of 2021, it was, a slow process to get to the play-by-play point, but it was the fact that the opportunities were there to get to that point, to eventually be calling football games at Beaver Stadium and that type of stuff. I think that's what the selling point is. There's a family environment there too that they sell, but obviously when you first come to comm radio, when you really first come to Penn State, it's the organization that they really pride themselves in, and they are like, we're having these opportunities at Beaver Stadium. We're traveling to the NFL draft, the Super Bowl, those types of things. And, as a freshman, you're like, yeah, I want to do that this year. And well, you can't do it your freshman year, but you build your way up to it. And I think that was the selling point, was looking up to some of the people in charge at the time, the Jake Stars, Andre Magaros, Andrew Destin, Preston Shoemaker, those types of guys, and seeing what they were doing and being like, that's what I want to be when you're talking to them at the involvement fair.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that, what would you say you've learned in those experiences that you've had leading up to this point so far?
I mean, the obvious answer is learned how to be a better sports journalist. But I mean, beyond that, it goes well beyond it. I've been the production director this school year, moving into the general manager role. You learn everything you really need to for real world experiences. You learn how to problem solve on the spot. You never know when something's going to go wrong and when you have to fix it. Done that plenty of times since I joined 3 years ago. And obviously you learn how to work with people that you might otherwise not have worked with if you hadn't been in comm radio. And obviously you learn that it's not a straight path to what you want. And I think that's the big thing. And obviously I just made fun of myself as a freshman. I want that opportunity for the NFL draft. I want the opportunity for the Super Bowl. Well, you're not going to get there in a straight path. You're going to have to, do the dirty work. You're going to have to do the board ops for sports games. You're going to have to do the extra article that's not being taken each week. And I think that's the big thing, because it's more of a life lesson than a, broadcasting or a journalism lesson. It's something that you can take into all aspects, that you're not just going to be handed things. You have to go for it. You have to put in that extra work if you actually want something. And I think it's something that really grounds you and makes you work harder. And it's something that eventually does lead to those opportunities. You just have to realize that, when things aren't in that smooth, straight path, you just have to keep going.
Yeah, and kind of how you said at the beginning there about how you've been with it for a long time and you're now moving into that general manager role. Why were you interested in becoming that general manager?
I've always put other people first, and I think that is what sold me on, general manager. Obviously, I've worked for a while to get to the point where first you get on the management as the production director, and then now going to general manager, a couple interviews thrown in there as well, and the hard work, obviously. But I mean, I'm also an executive producer for Penn State Sportsnet, an executive producer for After the Whistle, also an Eagle Scout back in high school. So it's always been community and helping other people first. And I think that's the main focus for me is, over the next year when I serve as general manager alongside Izzy Charbonneau and Adriana Gallucci, the big thing is just helping putting the station and the members in a better place than, I came to it, whether it be this year now or when I came to it back when I was a freshman, just putting everyone in a better position to succeed and really get their money's worth. Because I have this personal thing where classes are great, and I'm not going to bash any class here at Penn State or anything, but where you really make your worth and where you really get your tuition's worth is outside at things like PSN News, Penn State Sports Night, After the Whistle, comm radio, those things. And I really want that for everyone involved. I want to see people become better journalists, become better, broadcasters and all that stuff. And that's my really will to do it all. And I think that's what really, when it came out that, general manager was available, that was my selling point. I want to help other people grow and really reach their potential.
No, and I really agree with you there. Sometimes those classes aren't always teaching you what you need to know. It's about the extracurriculars that you get involved in. So kind of going off of that, building those extracurriculars, building comm radio, what are you hoping to maybe implement or achieve as your time as manager?
I don't know any specific ideas right now to implement or anything like that, but I think kind of just going off what I just said, helping everyone get better and taking the necessary steps, even if it means, an extra workshop on a Wednesday night or, staying around and helping a member and sitting there with them and talking them through their play-by-play or talking them through their latest article, whatever the case might be, just helping reach that goal of helping everyone get better and helping the station as a whole. And there's this list, and it's an arbitrary list, but everyone always puts a little bit of stock into it as well. It's the STAA top schools for sports broadcasting, and Penn State was on there when I got here in 2021. They were 12th or somewhere up there. And since then, they really haven't updated the list, but you can tell that we've taken a couple of steps back. And I know the talent is at Penn State. I know it's all within the people to put out better work. And I think that's my biggest thing is obviously it's an arbitrary list. If we don't get back on it, so be it. You know what? It's more than just comm radio. It goes beyond and the other clubs. But I think the big thing there is just if you do get on that list, you show that work has come back out. But at the end of the day, at least if I can see the improvement from each individual member and the station as a whole, that's what's most important.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that, how do you think you'll know that you've succeeded in that role after this upcoming year?
I think just you kind of get that vibe. You can tell from, how people are doing and whether the stuff is coming to them naturally at some point or if it's coming easy and that type of stuff. And if you see the articles more creative, the play-by-play smoother, that type of stuff when you're listening. And I think it's just overall, you can also tell from the attitudes and the mood of people of if, there's a happier and general, more positive sense, it's accomplished what it's needed to accomplish. You've gotten to the point where people are comfortable. And when people are comfortable, that's when the work is getting pushed out in its best manner. So I think really that's like the standard. And that's what you want to get to is seeing that this work, this professional work, because that's the standard that's pushed at comm radio. But that professional work is coming easily to everyone.
And I definitely agree with you there. I think it's about just kind of that talent and making sure things are running smoothly. That's really how you know you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing. But thank you so much for joining us tonight and coming to talk about your experience with comm radio here at Penn State. Now stick around because coming up next, Marianna and Carlos will have the latest news from across the nation.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.
Live from the campus of Penn State University, this is PSN News.
Penn State Network News is a student-produced, bi-weekly live news show featuring all student talent.
From local and national news to sports, entertainment, weather, and live interviews, we have it all.
We also feature student-made packages from across campus.
Airing every Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m.
We are PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.
Hey everyone, we are Red Carpet News, your main source of entertainment news at Penn State University.
Man, this festival is going to be popping.
I'm Alex Porzillo, here with Aiden Harold.
He's going to 23rd with Daddy Elon Warbucks to actual space away from Kip.
So insane, especially during Kendrick's part when they came out, reporting on anything from music, movies, TV shows, fashion, to celebrity gossip. You don't want to miss out on any of the hot topics we discuss.
Find our segments on YouTube under the name Red Carpet News for your daily dose of entertainment.
We are Red Carpet News.
Donald Trump has secured all 29 Wyoming delegates in the presidential preference poll. At the state Republican convention in Cheyenne, Trump was the sole candidate. These delegates will support Trump in the first two rounds of voting at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee this July. Trump's nomination for president is now effectively secured following strong support across earlier state conventions.
Police have reported that the man who set himself on fire outside the courthouse where former President Donald Trump is on trial has died. Maxwell Azzarello was in Collect Pond Park in New York City Friday afternoon when he took out pamphlets supporting conspiracy theories. He then doused himself in an accelerant and set himself on fire. Nearby officers and bystanders rushed to Azzarello's help to put out the flames, but it was already too late. He was later pronounced dead at the Weill Cornell Medical Center.
The Federal House of Representatives has approved a $95 billion foreign aid package to support Ukraine, Israel, and other allies. Lawmakers came together this past weekend to pass the bill after extensive debates and delays. This package includes $61 billion specifically for Ukraine. The remaining funds will boost support for Israel and other international partners. The bill now moves to the Senate, where it's expected to pass quickly.
Now, the $61 billion in funding to Ukraine would go towards moving weapons and air defense components to Kyiv. The Pentagon has had supplies ready to go for months, but hasn't moved them because it's out of money. It has already spent all of the $44 billion Congress had previously provided. If approved, President Biden said he would sign it immediately. Well, that concludes our show tonight at PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Facebook at PSN News, on Instagram at Penn State Network News, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PSN News.
Have a good night and stay safe, Penn State.